Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be kind of an end of the year wrap up style video since I am not going to be doing Bookmas this year. So I figured I would kind of go over all of the end of the year things that I normally get to talk about when I do Bookmas in this video. But before we get into this video, I want to thank analuisany for partnering with me on this video. I've worked with them in the past and I really love their jewelry, and they're doing an end of the year sale now for the holidays, so it's the perfect time to get a gift for your loved ones or even get a gift for yourself if you want to treat yourself. You can get up to 30% off and you can use the link in my description down below. I love the jewelry pieces that I have from them. I have 3 rings and then I have these really stunning gorgeous earrings. So I have this snake ring, I think it's called the Petra. This ring here called the Ray, and then this one called the Emery, and then these are the Celeste earrings. There's a little 8-pointed star on this side and a little crescent moon on this side, and I think that they're so gorgeous and they're so high quality, and I just feel like, I don't know, they're like my favorite jewelry pieces to wear now. But as it is the gifting season, I chose 2 pieces to gift to my mom, so I'm going to show those. So the first one is a gold necklace called the Zoe necklace, and it is this little like flower. It's like a rose or a tulip. I can't really tell. It looks like a tulip to me, and that is like perfect for me and my mom. We have matching tulip tattoos, and our family is like Dutch, so tulips is like a thing for our family. So I think this is just so like elegant and beautiful, and if it's a tulip then it's meaningful to us, but if it's a rose, my mom's name is Rose, my middle name is Rose, so like either way it works, and it's just so beautiful. I can't wait to give this to her and see it on her. And I feel like it's just very my mom's style. And then the next piece that I picked out for her is another necklace. It's called the Lori necklace, and it is this like stunning, very dainty gold chain link with like some stones on it. It just looks so gorgeous, and I feel like you could wear this and have it be like look super elegant and dressy, but you could also wear it like for something casual. So I think my mom is going to really love these. Yeah, definitely make sure you check out the link in my description down below to check out their sale, and you can get up to 30% off. Super high quality pieces. I would highly recommend. Okay, so now let's get into the video. So one of my favorite Bookmas videos that I do is picking out my favorite books of the year, and I usually have like a super long list, and I did read so many amazing books this year. I had a really good reading year. I feel like I just read so many stunning like new favorites of all time, not just favorites of the year, but like favorite books of all time, some of the best books that I've ever read. And if you've been watching my videos at all this year, you probably know what my top 3 books are, and I have a really hard time organizing them into like what's my number 1 best book, number 2, number 3. So I'm just saying that these are my top 3, and again, I struggle with like ranking them. So I'm just gonna say all 3. So this year I really got into fan fiction. I thank Lachlan for getting me into fan fiction. She influenced me to read Manacled by Senlin Yu, and I was like, how has this like existed, and I just never read it. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I love it so much. It is a Harry Potter fan fiction following Draco and Hermione, but it's as if the 6th and 7th books didn't happen and Voldemort won the war, and it's got a Handmaid's Tale like twist to it where Hermione is Draco's handmaid. And it's very dark, very bleak, very heavy, lots of very graphic depictions of all kinds of things. So if you're gonna read this, make sure you check the trigger warnings for it. But I just absolutely love this. I love Draco in this. Like he's definitely morally gray, but I don't know. I just loved everything about this, and the writing is so good. I actually just finished my reread. This copy was hand bound for me from my friend Mel, and I'm so grateful to her for making me this, because I can't believe that I have a physical copy to have in my hands, because it's like you can't go to a store and pick this up. Like somebody has to hand make this in order for you to have a physical copy. Otherwise it's just on your like phone or on your Kindle. And so I'm very grateful to Mel from Mel Binds Fix for making this copy for me. I'll never get over the fact that she did that for me. Yeah, I just absolutely loved this one. And then I immediately went into Remain Nameless by Hey Jude 19, which is another Dramini fan fiction. But this is if the like canon series actually happened, like everything happened like it did, but this is following the characters. I think it's 9 years later, and they meet up in this Muggle coffee shop, and Draco and Hermione develop this sort of like friendship, and then it turns into this stunning romance, and Draco is in therapy, and there's just a lot of really good like mental health rep, I feel like, and like just everything. Like Draco's like inner dialogue is just very relatable, and I love him so much. They're both dealing with PTSD, so there are some like heavier topics, but it is much lighter than Manacled. It's not bleak at all. It's like super wholesome and very sweet, and again, I can't believe that Mel made me this copy so that I have a physical copy in my hands. I still need to reread it so I can annotate in it, but I'm so excited to do my reread, and I just love this so much. And then the other book that I just have not been able to shut up about all year is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This one is so random because I probably never would have read this, and that is such a terrifying thought. Any of these books. I picked them up not thinking that I was going to fall in love with them, and this one, I was like, I'm not a science fiction person, so I was like, not gonna read it. But Rachel from Raven Haired Reader read it, and when I was in a bookstore, I was like, give me a book to buy. And she said this one, so I was like, okay, I'll buy it. But as I was buying it, I was like, why am I buying this? I'm not gonna read it. And I was like, you know what? No, I need to give it a shot because I trust Rachel, and I blew through this all in one day, and then immediately reread it. And then immediately reread it again. I read it 3 times in 3 days, and it was it was one of the greatest reading experiences that I've ever had with a book. I love this story so much. If you don't know what it's about, it follows this man, Ryland, who is sent to space, and when he wakes up, he does not remember why he's in space. He doesn't know what's going on, and all of the crew around him are dead. It's him alone in space. And he has to figure out, like, first of all, why was he sent there? What is going on? And then as his memories start coming back to him, you find out that he was sent on this Hail Mary mission to try to save Earth, because something is happening right now that if they don't find a solution, everybody will die. Everybody in the world will die. And so he was sent on this mission to try to find a solution. But there is so much more that goes into the story, and like so much more that I love about it rather than like just that synopsis. And I can't tell you because it'll spoil things, but it is so good. And I love Andy Weir's writing, the humor he is able to do in like these situations, and the way that it's like super sciencey, but it doesn't make you feel stupid. Like, it's explaining science, and you're like, yeah, no, that totally makes sense, even though, you know, I don't really know all that much about science. It is very science heavy, but not in a way that makes you feel stupid, if that makes sense. And so I just absolutely loved this. I would highly recommend it. It is a book that I would recommend to literally anyone, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. So yeah, these 3 are just so stunning, and I love them all so much, and yeah, I just can't decide which one I like the most, so I'm not going to. It's like trying to pick your favorite child. And then usually I do a video about like my most disappointing books or books I DNF'd, but I feel like, again, if you've been watching my videos, you know what my worst book of the year is, and I've had a good long rant about it. I have a super long Goodreads review ranting about this book, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I gave it 1 star. I think originally I gave it 2 stars, and I was like, no, that's actually one of the worst books I've ever read. It's 1 star. I literally hate it. I wanted to be a Fourth Wing girly. I wanted to get the hype. I just truly do not understand the hype for it. I think it is so poorly written, and I just hated it. I hated it so much. But yeah, I'm not gonna rant about it because I'm sure that it's going to be on so many people's best books of the year. But yeah, I have a video where I read it if you want to see more of my in-depth thoughts on it. But yeah, I really loathe this book. We're gonna move on from that. Next year, I have some very highly anticipated releases, and most of them are in the first like few months of the year, which is crazy to me. Obviously, my number one like most anticipated release of the year is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas, the 3rd Crescent City book. I will be rereading the first 2 books in anticipation for that one. I was hoping it would come out in 2023, but I will take early 2024 if that is the case. I'm so excited. I've taken 2 days off of work so that I could read it and try to recover from the reading experience, because I should have done that with House of Sky and Breath. But yeah, that is by far and away, that's going to be my Super Bowl. Like, that is my most anticipated release. I'm also really looking forward to Empire of the Damned, which is the 2nd book in the Empire of the Vampire series by Jay Kristoff. Absolutely loved the first book. It is so stunning and so well done, and one of the best books I've ever read. Again, I will need to reread that one before getting to Empire of the Damned. The next book in the Magnolia Parks series comes out I think it's in March. And again, highly anticipating that one. Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home left off on quite the cliffhanger, and I was very emotionally distraught after that one. So I'm very excited to see where the story is going to go and what's going to happen. And I really just want to be back with Jessa's writing. I really love her writing, so I'll be highly anticipating that one as well. Emily Henry's new book, Funny Story, sounds really good, and I've given all of her adult romances 5 stars, so I'm highly anticipating that one. And there's so many others that I'm just really, really excited for, so I can't wait for next year, especially the beginning of the year. Like, the first half of the year, I feel like is stacked with so many good releases, and I'm so, so excited. Now, for my end of the year TBR, or like books I want to try to get to before the end of the year, I need to finish my reread of the Throne of Glass series. I'm currently doing the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, and then I hope once I finish those, I can get to Kingdom of Ash before the end of the year. That is the goal, but if I don't and I have to read that one in January, it's not the end of the world, but I do want to try to finish my reread of the series before the end of the year. I also want to finish All the Young Dudes by Miss King Bean 89 on AO3. So I have the physical copy of this one. This is the 3rd book. This is another Harry Potter fan fiction, but it is following the Marauders. So James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew, and Lily Evans when they were in Hogwarts and their time in school. And I've read the first 2 already. So the first book is years 1 through 4. The second book is years 5 through 7, which was a 5-star read for me, and it was absolutely stunning. And this is called Till the End, so this follows them after they've like left Hogwarts and like what's going on. And I know this is going to be so painful, and I'm really scared. I could just leave the story where it's at, where everything is happy and hopeful, and not read this one, but I just really love the writing, so I'm gonna be reading this one before the end of the year. And then I also want to read Upon a Frosted Star by M.A. Kuzniar. So this is the same author as Midnight in Everwood, which I read, I don't know if that was last year or the year before last, but that was a Nutcracker retelling, and this is a Swan Lake retelling, and it's supposed to be like very Christmassy and stuff, and oh, look at those end pages. It says, a bewitching new story inspired by The Great Gatsby and Swan Lake. The invitations always arrive the same way, without warning, appearing around the city on the first snowfall of the year, simply inscribed with "Tonight," which gives me the Night Circus vibes, like especially they arrive the same way without warning, like the circus arrives without warning. So I'm hoping that I really love this and it gives all of the wintry vibes. And then I do have some other books that I would like to try to get to before the end of the year, but really it depends on what my mood is, because I am just embracing being a mood reader and going where the wind takes me. That is kind of my little end of the year wrap up, so I won't be doing Bookmas this year. I am going to take a little bit of a break from making YouTube videos, so if you don't hear from me for a little while, like, don't worry, everything's fine. 2023 was such a wild time. I mean, there were some definite highs and definite lows. Like, highs, obviously, I got to meet my booktube besties this summer, and it was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. I just love those girls so much, and I can't wait to do it again in 2024. That I read so many stunning books this year, and it was just a really good reading year. I feel like I just found so many amazing books that I love and will reread and continue to love for years to come. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, leave the clock emoji down in the comments down below, because, you know, time is a ticking for the end of the year. And thank you again to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on this video. Don't forget to check out the link below to check out their end of the year sale, get some good gifts. And I hope you have a wonderful end of the year and happy holidays. Bye.